I think it would be quite cool owning your own private island.
Same, I feel like my tolerance for people is already so low right now. I just want to get shipped off to my own island and live my best life with only positive vibes and my cat. Although I'm not a huge fan of the ocean, so leaving would be quite the issue, but I mean, I'm sure the locals of the island will either help me or eat me in a cannibalistic ritual, which again I probably asked for, to be honest.
You think that there's only like barbaric people living on islands?
No, but like the one I'm thinking of is just very far away from civilization, you know what I mean?
Oh, gotcha.
I'm
Well,
like-
that'd be a good thing. Maybe there's like no laws, you can do whatever you want.
Literally. I'm just gonna be sitting on a hammock and just reading my book with my little cat.
Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan.
I'm your other host, Eamon Hassan. Make sure to check out our scary playlist right over here if you wanna just binge watch some scary videos.
Yeah, and today we're bringing you top 10 scary islands no one wants to buy.
Starting us off at number 10 is Gaiola Island. As one of Naples' minor islands, Gaiola is actually super close to Italy's coast to the point you can actually swim there in a few strokes. You just do some front crawl, how convenient. Anyway, by the turn of the 20th century, the island was considered cursed and for good reason. Let's rewind. In the 1920s, the island belonged to Hans Braun, who was mysteriously found dead wrapped in a rug. No idea how he died, who wrapped him up, nothing. A little while later, his wife ended up drowning at sea, so far the score is Island 2, Human 0. Then we move on to the next owner, Otto Grunbach, who ended up having a heart attack while staying in the villa on the island. The next owner, Maurice Yves Santos, later committed suicide in a mental institute. What are we at now? 4-0? After her then came Carl Paul Langheim, who went bankrupt soon after the purchase. The next owner suffered many deaths in his family after he bought the island, and the next owner got it the worse. J. Paul Getty's youngest son died, his oldest son then committed suicide, and his grandson got kidnapped. Like, so many things went wrong for him, I feel so bad for him. Now the last owner of the island ended up in jail, and the couple who owned the villa opposite the island were found murdered. I fully believe this island is cursed, it seems pretty damn evident. I don't need to buy that with the money I don't have.
In our ninth spot, we have Geddes Island. Situated in the Delaware River is an island known as Geddes Island. I mean, it's not the fanciest island out there, but if you want a little getaway, this place will do. Except there's just one teensy little flaw to it. It's haunted. So the island was actually named after Charles Geddes, a man who was hung on the island after murdering his wife. But the hanging didn't quite go as planned. On the first attempt, the rope snapped and Geddes fell to the floor. He was then waiting around for 20 minutes until they got a new rope. He died the next time around. Now it's said that his ghost haunts the island and is blamed for any tragedy that occurs on or near the island. In fact, 30 years later, a steamboat's boiler malfunctioned near the island's banks. It exploded and killed the 12 passengers on board. But if you can get past the island's haunted past, then feel free to scoop this place up.
At number 8 we have Corregidor Island. This island is located near the entrance of Manila Bay in the Philippines, and I know what you're thinking, who wouldn't want to live on an island in the tropical east? Me. Well, due to its location, the island had always had coastal artillery on it to defend Manila from enemy warships. During World War II, the island played a huge role in freeing the Philippines from Japanese forces. In 1942, Japanese forces took over the island, where they starved and tortured over 3,000 Filipinos and Americans. The island was ambushed again at the end of the war, and by 1945 the Americans wanted to recapture the island. They were like, oh hell no. That recapture resulted in nearly 7,000 Japanese soldiers dying and 1,000 deaths on the American Filipino side. When this happened, it's said that 3,000 Japanese soldiers chose suicide over being captured by the enemy, so they sealed themselves in tunnels and caves and waited to just die in there. It was one of the biggest mass suicides that had ever taken place, and just imagine there's been more blood flowing through the gutters of this island than water. That has to lower the market price of the island, surely. You know what I mean? Nope. No buying this.
Making our way down the list at number 7, we have the Island of Dolls, aka the island I never want to visit. And if you are creeped out by dolls just like me, I suggest you stay far away from this island as well. Located in Mexico City, the Island of Dolls is full of dolls hanging from trees and buildings. If that's not bad enough, these dolls have been there for so long that they are covered in dirt and cobwebs and insects. That just makes them look that much more terrifying. Oh, but it gets worse. Apparently the island is also haunted. The dolls were hung all over the island to try to scare the souls of the deceased that haunt the island. One man spent more than 50 years hanging all of these dolls up. Some of these dolls were dirty or missing limbs after being pulled out from the trash. But that didn't matter to him. Just makes it creepier for visitors. Now, this island is abandoned and looks something straight out of a horror movie. The only residents on the island now are the dolls and the ghosts.
Now at number 6 is Norfolk Island. Nestled between New Zealand and Australia, the island was first home to East Polynesians, but they were long gone when the British got to it in 1788. After that point, the island was a convict penal settlement. Since it was so remote, the British used it to house their most violent criminals, and many dubbed it as hell on earth. Why, you may be asking? Because since the early 1800s, the amount of rape, torture, and murder that's taken place on the island is endless because of the thousands and thousands of criminals that lived there. Forget the criminals, even the guards were vicious. The island is actually the 4th most haunted island in the world, and with everything that's happened there, are any of you really surprised? So if you want to buy an island that's been nicknamed Hell on Earth, be my guest, but I will not be visiting. No staycation for me.
We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with Poveglia Island. With bright blue waters and a gondola ride away from Venice, who wouldn't want to own this island? Answer is, a lot of people. The island has a very, very dark past. During the Middle Ages, when the plague took the lives of thousands, this island was used as a dumping ground for the bodies. Then in the 1920s, this island had a mental institution, but the hospital workers were corrupt and often conducted experiments on the patients. Then over the years, the island has been bought and sold 3 times. The first 2 owners sold the island after witnessing some paranormal activity. It's said that the souls of the deceased haunt the island. In fact, to this day, this island is known as one of the most haunted places on Earth.
And number 4 is Daksa. So this abandoned southern Croatian island is only 0.07 kilometers squared large and has a Franciscan monastery built on top of it. It's cute enough, but one catastrophically tragic event occurred there that repelled even the most keen buyers. Back in 1944, 53 men who were accused of collaboration by the Yugoslav partisans were all executed on the island. A week prior, the partisans had entered the capital, Dubrovnik, and arrested 300 people. All 53 were killed without any trial whatsoever. 18 of the bodies had been identified via DNA, but the other 35 had not. Then in 2010, the remains were reinterred, and it was found out that Dubrovnik's mayor, Niko Koprivica, correct me if I'm wrong, Croatians, was among the victims of the massacre. I will not be buying any island that a massacre took place on of innocent people who deserved at least a trial, but I guess that's World War II for you. We have war criminals just fleeing to Argentina and just innocent Croatians just getting killed for no reason.
In our 3rd spot, we have Motu Matatahi. Being one of the many islands in French Polynesia, the Motu Matatahi looks like a tropical paradise. You have white sandy beaches, bright blue waters, tons of vegetation, and a slight radiation problem. Yeah, you heard me. From 1960 to 1996, France conducted 193 nuclear tests in the South Pacific. They claimed that the explosions were contained, but that was not the case. There is still radiation in that area. In fact, tons of residents throughout the area have developed thyroid cancers and leukemia. It's thought that this is due to radiation still being present. If that doesn't deter you, then maybe the cyclones, storms, landslides, and tsunamis that also threaten the area will.
Now at number 2 is Okunoshima Island. Located 3 kilometers away from the coast of Japan, you can get to Okunoshima Island by ferry. And it's a nice island, don't get me wrong, it's very gram-worthy for sure. There are walking trails for tourists, campsites, historical sites, and it's not just an overgrown jungle. Now there are many reasons why people refuse to live on the island. For one, the island was used during the Russo-Japanese War, where it was chosen as a place to start developing chemical weapons. Construction, development, and storage were all kept a secret, so residents and workers weren't even told what the plant was making, despite many of them suffering from toxic exposure related illnesses. Like, how do you not tell the locals who are directly negatively suffering from what you're doing what you're doing? The place used to produce over 6 kilotons of tear gas and mustard gas, which is insanity, you guys. Thankfully, the island was far enough away from Tokyo that it didn't really pose a threat to those citizens, but that doesn't mean people didn't get hurt. Now, post-war, everything was burned or destroyed and everyone was told to not say anything about it. It was kind of like a sweep it under the rug situation. Nowadays, nobody lives on the island unless you count the fact that it's overrun with rabbits who aren't even native to that part of the world. Rabbit Island, as some people call it, has so many rabbits because they all descended from the first ones let loose on the island when they tried to turn it into a park after the war. They also use the rabbits to test the chemical weapons on, but the ones on the island now are not related to the mutated ones. I don't know how they figured that out, but they did.
And in our number 1 spot, we have Snake Island. About 25 miles off the coast of Brazil, there is an island no one dares to step foot on. I mean, it's a beautiful island, but it's infested with deadly snakes. In fact, this island is so dangerous that the Brazilian government has banned anyone from ever going there. This island is apparently home to around 4,000 snakes, most of them being golden lancehead vipers, aka one of the deadliest serpents in the world. It's said that this type of viper can grow up to be 18 inches long, and it's so poisonous that one bite can kill you within an hour. Legend goes that a fisherman arrived at this island in search of bananas, but was found days later in his boat, dead in a pool of his own blood. Then from 1909 to the 1920s, a family lived on the island to run the lighthouse. But according to another legend, the entire family was found dead after a group of snakes came into their home and attacked them. So yeah, any takers on this island? And that's all for today's video. Let's move on to our comment shout out portion.
We're gonna be shouting out comments from our last collab video, Top 10 Abandoned Disney Projects Part 2. Let's get into it.
Maya Space commented, Lindsay doesn't seem intrigued or hyped to be next to the other pretty chick. The vibe is kind of coming through, even though you both said you love collabs. But as you said that, Lindsay's face. I mean, I'm just observing and pausing. That's so funny, honestly.
Wow.
I'm probably just like either zoning out or like sometimes when you're talking I just don't know what to do. Like I'm like,
yeah, same. Honestly, like when
like what else do I do? Like, that's right. So she said. Like,
literally, like
so you just kind of stand there.
You just stand there and like smile, like.
And I kind of zone out, and if I'm tired, I literally will zone out and be like, oh yeah, it's my turn.
Yeah.
But I love Eamon, don't get me wrong, okay? I love our collabs. She's like, I'm pausing and I'm analyzing Lindsay's face. She really hates Eamon.
She's not happy about this.
She don't like the collabs.
Guys, no.
King Emo commented, still trying to get my shout out. I love Disney just as much as Lensei do. I just put this in here because of how they spelt my name. I have never gotten it spelled like that before. Lensey. Lensei.
It's kind of sassy. Lensei.
Oh, did I hit the mic? No, I didn't. Lensei hair. Space Wolf 420 commented, Lindsay seems like the loser kid that's never seen Recess, but acts like she's seen and fakes disappointment. What a tryhard.
Wow, I'm shocked.
How are you gonna tell me what I have and haven't watched?
Lindsay, you just seem like those losers that haven't seen Recess.
I was stopping and analyzing it. She doesn't like Eamon? She's never even seen Recess. What a faker. I have seen it, okay?
Oh my god. Okay, Kat Nanya says, okay, man, I watch these videos I've been watching for 2 years. I know you must have one, but WTF, where is your belly button? You never see it. Are you an alien hybrid? Dude, so many people ask about my belly button. Obviously, I have one. Should I show you guys? Oh no. I don't know about that.
A lot of people are like, yeah, show me. She does.
Don't look.
She wears high-waisted stuff. So do I. I wear high-waisted stuff so you can't see our belly button.
Of course I have one.
But I feel like if you did show it, they'd be like, oh my god, she's showing her belly button. She needs to cover up.
Literally, like,
either way.
People hate you either way, it's whatever. Black Panther says, you look nice without glasses, Eamon, love you. Oh, thanks! Whenever I don't wear glasses, there's such like a 50-50, like other people like it or they're like, who the hell is that? And I'm like, I'm me though. You know?
You look good with or without.
Thank you,
I feel like you have one of
Lindsay.
those faces.
Just thank you. Just props to that. Thank you. And last but not least, Callie Sharp says, dang, I'm early, I think. Also, can I please have a shout out? Love you guys, you're my favorite hosts. Well, it's your lucky day, Callie Sharp, because here's your shout out.
There you go. Thank you so much for commenting. And that's all the comments we're showing out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in our next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan.
I've been your other host, Eamon Hassan.
And I'll see you when I see ya. Bye!
Will either escape me.
Help me escape.
Not like I have the money to buy them anyway, but okay.
He died the next time, but he did.
What is that on my hair? Does it look angular?
Angular?
Oh no, sorry.
What do you mean by that? Like it's going on an angle?
It just felt like this is like an interesting angle. You see this?
Very angular.
It looks.
Is it? Now this island is located near the entrance of Mindalo.
And if you are creeped out by dolls, just like me, I was about to say this way, right? I was kind of, yeah, just creeping out.
By the Yugoslav partisans. Get it together, Eamon. That's how you say it.
Oh, my hands.
Go closer because they're going like when you're talking with your hands out
Should
of the frame.
I just go like this the whole time?
Oh. Can I do that again? Sorry.
You can like keep it too. I think you.
Really? Because I felt like my voice kind of shook when I said island. I was like, island.
Oh, I didn't
Had entered the capital, Dubrovnik. Sorry.
Seeing a bunch of like deformed rabbits hopping about. Come join me.
LOL! Absolutely not. Not doing that.